In a world where streaming services like Netflix dominate our entertainment choices, physical media seems like an ancient artifact. But is the transfer to digital really the process and technology it's cracked up to be, or are we sacrificing something amazing in the process? Let's take a closer look at how the rise of digital platforms has reshaped our media consumption and what that means for ownership, access, and control. In the late 90s and early 2000s, Blockbuster was the go-to for renting movies, the god of physical media. The thrill of browsing aisles of VHS tapes and DVDs was a Saturday night ritual. But all of that changed when Netflix introduced a new way to watch films: streaming. What Blockbuster failed to do was change fast enough, and by the mid-2000s the digital wave was too powerful to ignore. Netflix made a shift from a DVD rental service to an all-streaming platform, and within a decade Blockbuster was gone. The death of Blockbuster marked an end of an era, and the rise of the streaming giant started to define how we experience media. We will miss you, Blockbuster. But what does it mean to own something digitally? The convenience of streaming makes it easy to access thousands of titles within a click of a button. But here's a catch. When you buy a movie or game digitally, you're not actually buying it. You're purchasing a license to access it, a license that can be revoked or altered at any time. In contrast, when you buy a physical DVD, Blu-ray or video game, it's yours. No one can take it from you. No one can change that content. You own the disc, can watch it or play it whenever you want. If you want to lend it to a friend or sell it, you can. It's yours. It's yours to do what you want to do with it. This loss of control is, in my opinion, most apparent with digital platforms like Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon Prime. You might wake up one day to find your favourite show has just been removed without warning, gone, just like that. Physical media, on the other hand, offers stability. Your DVDs, Blu-rays, and vinyl records will last often for decades. They may wear out, but they won't disappear overnight, and they'll never be dependent on platforms changing catalogue. This gives physical media a unique place in the hearts of collectors and fans of the tangible. So where does that leave physical media in the future? Even though the industry has been in decline, it's far from dead. In fact, in the recent years, vinyl records have made a huge comeback and collectors are still passionate about owning physical copies of movies and video games. For example, my friends over at Nintendo Quest set out to collect every single Nintendo Entertainment System game released in the USA, and have just finished a new quest collecting all the Nintendo 64 games, which as of recording this, is not available to purchase yet.
Like this modern-day treasure hunter from London, Ontario, Canada, who loves Nintendo so much that he started a quest to get all 678 original NES games in person within 30 days. Nintendo's such a part of him that he's willing to crisscross the country in search of these holy grail-like artifacts. A journey like that, with someone pursuing their dream, is bound to change anyone and become the stuff of legend. It's what he's calling his Nintendo Quest.
What type of physical media do you prefer?
I prefer DVDs, honestly, and CDs. They're just great. So DVDs, I find that you can get more extras and longer footage from like the extras and, you know, films and that. I like DVDs.
What type of physical media do you prefer?
I think I've always loved the CDs and DVDs and things like that. I think they were that kind of perfect balance between the bulk of a VHS and, you know, being able to kind of have all that kind of information on a very small thing, nice, neat little package. And of course, they always had all the, you know, the extras and things like that came with it too.
Do you think that physical media will last much longer?
Nowadays, maybe not. I really hope that's not the case. with, like, you know, you got Netflix and Prime and all that kind of malarkey, but then you've got DVDs, and those are gonna definitely just go away after a while. I think streaming service is gonna take over.
Do you think that physical media will last much longer?
I don't think physical media will last that much longer, actually. I know there's a bit of a resurgence in kind of vinyl and CDs and even tapes now, but more on the kind of the music side of things. But I can't see certainly DVDs and things like that lasting much longer. I think the problem is you've got every generation that comes up, kids are not being, they don't need them. The players aren't needed, so people are getting rid of them. And then kids don't even think about what a DVD or a Blu-ray is anymore, so they're then going to just, it's not going to be a thing for them. They're not going to understand it's going to be something that their grandparents used to have.
Do you prefer owning your own video games through digital purchase or physical purchase?
Oh yeah, love physical purchase. Just one. If, I don't know, if your console decides to break on you, then it's, you know, it's broken and you can't get all your files back. But if you have it on a, like, DVD and everything, you put that into it and it saves all of it onto the game files. Yeah.
Do you prefer owning video games through digital purchase or physical purchase?
Well, somebody who has, you know, spent money on games and lost games because the disc became scratched and things like that, because you're always chopping and changing out between another game, then yeah, I can see the benefit of digital. And, you know, obviously everything's saved in the cloud, and if your machine did break down, you know, you'd probably get your saves back and you'd certainly get all your software back and things like that. But again, you're missing that kind of lovely opportunity of, oh mate, have you played this game? Here, have a shot of it, have a turn of it, you know, and you know, kind of swapping games and things like that. And, you know, you can't resell a digital file, so, you know, you can't ever stick it on eBay or anything else like that. So, you know, there's a downside to that too. But I think being practical, digital's best, but, you know, there's no second-hand market in it.
Thank you.
No worries.
For many, physical media is not just about ownership. It's about nostalgia, tactile engagement, and the thrill of building a personal collection. It is an experience that digital content can't replicate. While streaming offers convenience, physical media offers something deeper, a connection to the past and the ability to preserve it for the future. The debate over digital versus physical isn't just about preference, it's about consumers' rights. The fine print in digital contract reveals that what you own is a digital space. It's actually just a license. These licenses can be revoked, content can be altered, and access can be restricted, where games or movies become inaccessible due to expired licenses or changes in the platform's terms. On the other hand, physical media is untouched by these limitations. Once you own that disc, it's yours forever, no strings attached. The digital divide leaves many wondering, when we embrace streaming, are we sacrificing true ownership for the sake of convenience? As we move further into the digital age, one thing is clear: physical media is not going anywhere just yet. While it may not dominate the industry like it once did, it offers a sense of ownership and a performance that digital platforms simply can't match. The question isn't whether physical media is dying, but rather how it will coexist with the growing digital world, and whether it will hold a place in the hearts of future generations. Ultimately, the debate is more than just nostalgia. It's about what we value as consumers: ownership, control, and access. And as technology continues to evolve, the battle between physical and digital media will likely continue. Do you think that physical media is at the end of its lifespan?